Hey everyone, I'm here with my daily video and I wanted to bring it to you a little bit early. I've been working on Etsy listings, but I otherwise really wanted to do like a planning video. I wanted to do the clay clips video, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it because there's a very special item that I really need for the tutorial that I was going to show you how to do, basically making like paper clips and doing like a little kind of clay charm on the top. Someone saw an old video that I did and asked if I would do a tutorial, and it just happened that I wanted to do that anyway, but I have to look and see if I can find some. It's called Liquid Sculpey, and I don't know that I have any handy, and I really need that to do the tutorial that I was going to show you. So if you hear all those little jingling bells and things, it's because my dogs are in my room here hanging out with me. Anyway, I wanted to do a planning video because I know that today is a day when a lot of people do planning, and I wanted to do one on a style or like approach to planning that's called plan as you go. And I mean, I don't really know who originated the idea of like plan as you go, but it's basically the idea, at least my take on it, of planning without set planner pages. So basically, like, I guess you could say it's kind of like bullet journaling. I think of it more of like visual planning, or planning on grid and dotted grid paper. So here's like some examples, like planning using stamps and using stickers, and just plan as you go. So this is a little bit of like a video that's going to be about doing list making in a visual sort of a way. Still being able to use probably all the planner stickers that you have, but doing it on dotted and box grid, which these are two releases that I'm getting ready to list in my Etsy shop. So I have been working on like getting listings and like product photography and everything done, and I did these pages as a way to do them for like my listings, just to kind of like show how you can do things like use grid, dotted, or square gridded paper in your planner. And this is my planner that I like to use. This is my Filofax Compact. The dogs are all happy because my husband just came in from doing yard work, so they get all excited. So anyway, so if you are interested in seeing, just getting a closer look at some of these pre-prep pages that I did, and I can just go through and explain to you just the thought process, or just like, I guess you could say like the visual structure of the page, why I use some stickers and why I didn't use other ones, or just how you can just see like how I set up a page, whether it's like for daily for daily planning, for task management, for project management, for weekly planning, like how you can basically do planning without using like a set kind of planner page that, like, I mean, the planner pages that like, if you just wanted to do planning on grid or like dotted or square grid, you could totally do that, and you could do it using stamps, you could use it doing stickers, you could do it by just drawing. But anyway, that's what this video is going to be about, and I'm doing it because I don't know, wanted to do like another tutorial, and I had these pages handy. So if you want to see a closer look at these videos and just some explication, meaning like just like explaining like the metacognitive process behind how and why I do planning like this, and maybe take some inspiration and stick around for the video, and I really hope to offer you something new and something helpful for you to do in your own planning. So let's go ahead and watch that video. Okay, so here we go. This is my planner that I use and I always show. This is a little bit of like a setup that I call like a planner wallet, or like a on-the-go planner. And I kind of tried to set up the pages just to kind of show you some ideas about how to do this. Now, I like to use something that I call a stacked team vertical layout, where it's a little bit like, I guess you could say kind of like checkbook style. This is a page that I did earlier this week where I was, well, kind of making a little bit of a fool of myself, where I'm just doing some experimentation using planner stamps and stickers, like printable sticker sets, as a way just to, I guess, maybe like creatively challenge myself, or just do planning in a little bit of a different way. Something that I've not mentioned before about using planner stamps is that while I love planner stickers, I mean, I really do, one great advantage of doing planner stamps over planner stickers is that the planner stickers can really bulk up and weigh down a planner just overall. If you think about like stickering up one side of a page and then another side of a page, and especially if you think of like matte stickers versus vinyl stickers, it just really bulks up a planner very quickly. So that's one advantage of actually doing planner stamps. And this right here, this is all stamped. What I did is I used some ruled line kind of stamp from Sweet Stamp Shop, and this was Sweet Stamp Shop over here. This is like kind of like my YouTube list. And then I just took a Papermate Flare pen and just drew a ruled line there to make it look like kind of notebook paper. So that's a little bit from a different video that you can look back kind of in my video list and see it. These are all planner clips that I made myself, except for that one. But this is an example of how you can do just a little bit of like a pop-in page kind of in between like your stacked kind of vertical. Or, I mean, I guess you could do this if you had it like this too. I'm going to show you two different versions. One version that's like this, that works kind of in the setup that I like, and one version that's more like book style. So I'm going to show you two different styles. So this is simply dotted grid here, and this is all planner stickers, and this is a post-it note from the Happy Planner, like Mombi, and this is all just in a green, kind of like shades of green color palette. Monochromatic is what they call it in the art world. This is a Mombi Happy Planner scrapbook sticker. These are from, I think they're called from Page Plans. Like, these are just half kind of box stickers. And then I just used a green kind of a pen. These are washi sticker set things, just all in like blues and greens from Stickerific. And I'll try and link as many as I can, as many sticker shops as I mentioned in the down bar of this video. This is also from Stickerific, and I just wrote on that with some green pen. And then these dots are the Do-It-All dots that are from like an old kind of Erin Condren order that I had. And, you know, this is a way to do, well, weekly planning. See here I wrote week of. As a way of just doing like a really big kind of overview of what you might want to get done in a week, almost like a to-do list. And I found that doing planning like this, and like I said, I am working on new releases, dotted grid pages as well as box grid pages. And sometimes doing planning that's not on a setup like this, like a setup where there are defined grids that you work with, sometimes doing planning a little more of an open way, it's just really helpful. Like, it allows you to just almost like a daily download or like a brain dump, but not quite. And using things that are color coordinated and that you can still use the die cut stickers that you like. This is from Rory's Sweet Addiction. This is another one from Stickerific. This is from the Everyday Planner. And this is a page flag style kind of sticky note from Mombi the Happy Planner. But using stickers and just kind of stationary and visual ways like this, I have found it's just incredibly helpful. So you can look at it like this, comparing the two. This is one way to do weekly planning, but this is another way to do weekly planning as well. Like, all of these different items and elements here on this page are all things that you could just shoot to get done in a week. It's not a bullet list, but I like to think of it almost as like visual planning, because you have pictures that go along with the things that you might want to get done. And it's pretty simple, but it still kind of employs visual elements to kind of, and in teaching they call these visual cues, these little kind of icon, kind of emblem stickers. It still kind of cues the mind for you immediately to see it. And then you get to do things in decorative ways, like use fun washi tape, and this is from Michaels. So let's look at another one. I'm just going to flip this almost like calendar style. And the inserts that I sell, or like just the extra kind of paper, the filler paper is what I like to call it, they're going to be printed front and back. For this purpose, I didn't do front and back printing, but yours are going to be front and back. So here's another example that just uses some really pretty washi tape, and this is really straightforward. These labels here, these are from the Happy Planner Mombi, and then these are just die cut kind of planner stickers from all different places. This one right here is from Rose Colored Days, and I believe I've mentioned Rose Colored Days before because they have like, she has wonderful weekend banners at Rose Colored Days. This is from Polished Patterns. This is from Stickerific. This is from Lovely Naniko. And this is from the Everyday Planner. And these are simply labels from the Happy Planner Mombi brand. And you do have to write on these with like Sharpie, or I used a pen set called Bic Market Pens, and I'll try and link that in the description of this video. And it is very plain, but it's still very colorful, and you get to use your planner stickers, and this is, again, like a to-do list. Now, I wrote this as a to-do list, like this is a header label that I kind of, or like a washi strip that I just kind of trimmed and just hand wrote the date on. If you wanted to, you could always get like a date stamp, and you can date your pages that way. That's kind of a fun way to do stamps and just like stationery and stuff if you're a stationery nerd like I am. But this is a great way that it's a little bit of like, you know, bullet list kind of journaling. It's a little bit of just like reminders and things. But again, these planner stickers and things, they just kind of like visually cue the mind. And you can even color code it if you want to. I just picked colors that went along with the washi tape, so then it just has a uniform kind of quality, just the visual layout of it. But there can be something really, really nice about just like the simplicity of a planner page that just looks like this. It's not visually cluttered, it's still very engaging, it's pretty, and this works for like functional planning. Here's another look at a page. This would be an example of maybe if you wanted to do kind of like some vacation planning. This one very clearly is Disney themed. I got this washi tape from Etsy as like a washi sample. And then all of these fun die cut stickers are all from a sticker maker on Etsy named Pretty Sheepy. And Pretty Sheepy specializes in Disney stickers. These checklist stickers are from Planner Kate. And this would be an example of just like forward planning or just planning ahead for a Disney trip. And the great thing about having like a planner wallet is I would bring this for me to do all of what I would want to do, and then I would be able to have this page as like a pop-in page in order for me to just like check things off the list. All of the things that we might want to do on vacation. Going to Magic Kingdom, going to MGM Studios, going to Epcot Center, like not missing anything. And then just adding the little kind of deco stickers on here, like these from Pretty Sheepy. That's just, I mean, it's not necessary, but it's just kind of fun. And this is great for kids to do. The other great thing about these Pretty Sheepy stickers is they pull off really nicely from the pages. So I didn't actually have to use undo, even though I could have. And the sticker sheets that Pretty Sheepy sells with all these cute little kind of die cut characters and things, I use these. They do a little bit of double duty. Like I use them as reward stickers for my daughter as much as we use them in scrapbooking. And you know, we're Disney fans here in this house, so so Pretty Sheepy does really great work. And again, I will try and leave all that information of any sticker makers that I mention here in this video. I'll try and leave all that information in the description of this video. Go to the next one. There's my custom dashboard, and like I said, your inserts that are just like filler paper are going to be printed on the back. And I was a little bit lazy and just kind of like wrapped the washi around the back, but this was for the purposes of like me doing Etsy listings. Here's the custom dashboard that I am working on doing, like custom illustrations and custom dashboards and covers for Happy Planner and ECLP. So that is that. So, oh, that's kind of nice. Coordinates. Okay, so here's an example of like a book style kind of layout of a page. And these are all really, really basic stickers. The washi tape is from Michaels. Those little checklist stickers are from Michaels Recollections. Both washi tape, the Road washi tape and this was both in one pack from Michaels. This is a Happy Planner Mombi brand kind of scrapbook sticker. These are from Michaels Recollection. This is Simple Stories. And these are leftover kind of Studio Calico. And this is Michael's Recollections. So this is a little bit of an example of like, I guess you could say like travel planning or just pack list or something. And you see that this is just, again, it's just very, very visual. You still get to do the fun kind of elements that are themed. Like we're going on a road trip. And what I did here is, and this is not like, I mean, we're not actually, my family's not actually going on a road trip yet. But this could be something that we could fully utilize for that. And when it comes to me doing like planning for things like travel, I don't necessarily articulate or write down every single little detail. I do a little more kind of broad, high level sorts of things. And then I just love to color code just about everything. So every check mark that you see there, and those are all die cut stickers from Michael's Recollections, every check mark that you see there is a check mark in a color that corresponds for a member of my family, that we all have like our colors. My daughter typically always gets like the pink or the like the red kind of color. I always end up with like purple or orange, and then I always do green for my husband. So that's a little bit of an example of like kind of travel planning or just like forward planning. And then I use these big giant dots in a color palette that just matches this washi tape over here of just kind of like last minute sorts of things that we might want to bear in mind when we're getting ready to just like hit the road. So, and just like reminders, like you can leave by 9 a.m. do it. If any of you have like small children, and I only have like one, and then I have dogs, which I don't know, I feel like sometimes my dogs qualify. You know how hard it is to leave sometimes during a certain time. So there's an example of like book, I call it book style because like you hold a book like this, of like a layout like that, and this is square grid, but you could just as well do this on dot grid. Let's look at another page. Okay, so that right there at the top is a header sticker from Planner Sister Sticker Shop, and I will link them in the description of this video, and also a coupon code for 25% off, I think. This is some die cut stuff from Stickerific. This is from Dream Big and Plan. This is from Sweet Bean Plans, I think. Another one from Stickerific. Michael's Recollections, Sweet Bean Plans, and washi tape from Michael's. So this would be a little bit of an example on a grid piece of paper that is basically a to-do list for whatever day that you might have at hand. Oh, these little kind of double arrows, these are from Nicole Hutch Designs, and she just does really great like functional kind of planning. So this is a little bit of an example of just like visual planning as much as it is kind of bullet journaling, and then just kind of like keeping track of just some schedule notes of the day. And this is something that I have done before in like a larger notebook, but it also works just doing it in just like a take-along sort of a planner, like a personal size planner. And the great thing is, and the thing that I always do when I set up my planner pages is I always washi the inner gutter, and then I snip the pages like that, so then you can just kind of pop them in and pop them out. So this would be an example of almost of like a to-do / today list, where you're fully utilizing whatever planner stickers that you have and that you really like, but doing it in a visual sort of a way. And this pen that I used here, this is a Pilot G2, I think in 0.7, and I really love using green pen. I'm a fan of green ink. I don't know what the deal is, but I just like it. So that's like a warm, like a warm sort of a hunter green ink. And it's a retractable, like a click pen, which I really like. So, and this would be an example of like layering stickers, where I don't know about you all, but sometimes I like to just, when I deal with grocery shopping or whatever, I like to go to just one place and not deal with having to like go to a lot. So I just layered a grocery bag, a small grocery bag sticker on top of Target. So then it just kind of cues my mind, and I know grocery shopping at Target, like don't make 2 stops. So there we go, there's another example. And these little labels here from Michael's Recollections, I really, really like those just because that triangular shape works almost like an arrowhead, and then it has the word printed on top, which indicates what it is that kind of is written here to explicate what this is here. So there we have a cute little barbecue, and then this would, you know, explain like here also is what you would want to bring to that neighborhood barbecue. And then just kind of like notes, and I tried to color coordinate it so it's complementary to the washi tape, and it has just like actual page composition, or I think I've mentioned it before, it's called visual armature, so that it just all looks kind of visually balanced. And then it's just, I don't know what it is, it's like, I'm a tactile learner, just to run your hand over top of it, it's just a very gratifying sort of a thing. So this is another example of functional planning, but doing it in a visual sort of a way with little picture icons and things, or just die cut, because there's actually no icon stickers on here. So here is an example of what I might do for work sometimes. This is a dotted grid, and a lot of this is planner stamps here. Actually, all of it is planner stamps. And then this is washi tape I got from Etsy, just a sample that's really beautiful. And I work as a professional artist, kind of designer. I work in I mean, I do a lot of different things, but I'm supposed to be doing all sorts of things having to do with doing artwork, specifically for book illustrations. And this is a little bit of just like high-level planning, almost like a to-do list. And this little stamp guy right here, this little kawaii stamp guy, I'm going to use this as a little bit of like a tracker, just as a way for accountability and something fun. I'm going to just color in these with like my pens, whatever my pens that I like, to try and do 10 days straight of art journaling. And then I really wanted to do like a washi sample book, or just put it maybe in my traveler's notebook. And the reason why to do that, because I've kind of asked myself before, like, why would you want to collect washi samples, is that like this right here I got from Etsy, and I didn't order a lot of it, but sometimes what I like to do is certain kind of washi tapes that I get that I really like, I just like to know where I got them from, so then I can return to that place and know this is where I ordered it from, like on Etsy or from so-and-so. And then if I don't want to get a whole roll, then I can just go back and like say, hey, can I buy another washi sample from you? And I've also asked myself sometimes, like, why would you buy a washi sample when you could buy a whole roll of washi? Well, I like washi tape, but it takes up a lot of room, and to be quite honest, there's some rolls of washi that like I just don't need a ton of. Like, I just need maybe a few long strips to strip my pages, and then I'm kind of happy with it. And then I don't have to deal with like storing all the washi tape. I'd much rather just store kind of other things, or just have other things. This is a stamp set from Studio L2E that's like a tracker kind of a thing. And then that like header on top is from Miss Kim Creates on Etsy. This is from Sweet Stamp Shop. This is from Sweet Stamp Shop. This is a planner clip I made. This is from Lovely Scrolling. And I've mentioned all these in other videos. Down here, all of these stamps down here are all, this is Lovely Scrolling, Lovely Scrolling, Lovely Scrolling, and Lovely Scrolling up here. And she did a little bit of like a stamp that looks a little bit like washi tape, I guess you could say, and I just layered it over and over again just to make this sort of kind of border to split the page. And then these are from Sweet Stamp Shop. And this is a little bit of just like a high level sort of a to-do list, like things that I don't, I don't know, like this is like something I need to go buy or I need to order it, and this I can just like sit and just have that be done. I don't need to like do this. These are more specific sorts of things that I can just check off. So that's a little bit of an example of like kind of project management or just like work management. And this I would say, I wouldn't even say this is like a monthly list or even a weekly list. This is just like an overall, like these are kind of my goals. This is what I'm trying to do. Almost like a brain dump, like a workload kind of a let's kind of like put everything down that I'm trying to get accomplished for a certain area of my life. And then having this Van Gogh washi tape, it just goes along with the fact that this is like my working artist kind of life, I guess you could say. So let's look at another page. And I think that this is the last one that I have to show you. So this is a little bit of an example of just, and I dated it up here, summer of 2016, and just like I mentioned before, you can always get one of these really cool little kind of like rolling date stamps that are fun to use, and use that to like stamp your page instead, but I just wrote it out. And again, this is like that warm green sort of green ink that I talked about. And this is a mixture of, we've got washi tape over here from Michaels. This is a die cut sticker that are all scrapbook stickers from Me and My Big Ideas, the Happy Planner. And then these here are tracker boxes that came in the same set as this one right here from Studio L2E. And so you can see over here the check boxes are square, but she also made them in hex shape, in circle shape, in heart shape, and these are star shape. And I just did that because I thought it would be kind of fun. And what I did here is I just put together a little bit of like, I don't want to say like a recipe list because these aren't recipes, but these are just like dishes that so far this summer have just been big winners in our house. And I didn't really color code it. I just tried to go along with just like colors that would just go with the look of the page, I guess you could say. And then I used white gel ink that I will again try and link in the down bar. Of just like kind of, I don't want to say themes, or just like categories of how we kind of think of it. And it can be kind of helpful. Oh, and this is a dotted grid paper. You could use graph if you wanted to. But this is really helpful because I do like to do batch prep and meal planning, but a lot of what we do in my house is we do where we just have ingredients always in the house of a certain type so that we can make any number of these sorts of things. And so having a list like this is kind of nice. So then if I am feeling sort of brain dead and I didn't do any batch prep the way that I had wanted to, I can just come right here to this list and I can just look and see some of the favorite stuff that we've been doing, and then I can go a little bit more in like autopilot, you know. So we eat a lot of Italian in our house. We just really like Italian food and comfort food. You know, breakfast for dinner is always popular, so. And some of this stuff is stuff that I might actually show you all, like in a Wife of the Chef video. Things like pho thai. I don't know if you all are fans of Vietnamese food, but my dad's actually Vietnamese. And there's a proper way to reheat pho or to save it if you don't eat it all. And so I was just having a conversation with my husband the other day about how I might do a video on the like best practices of like reheating or saving leftover pho so that you can enjoy it for as long as you like if you get it from a restaurant, because it's not really that hard, but a lot of people don't know about it because their dad's not Vietnamese like mine is, so they haven't been eating Vietnamese food like all their life. So yeah, I do know how to make pho also, but probably never going to do a video on that because it's actually cheaper just to go buy it. And I'm kind of lazy like that, so yeah. So that is, I guess, a wrap for this video. So I showed you kind of like book style pages, and like I said, when you order these filler pages from me in my shop, the graph and then the dotted grid there, it's on 28-pound paper and it's printed both front and back. And I just printed these extras as kind of like test prints a little bit for myself. And you're going to have both front and back printed, but that's just an example of what you can do in the plan as you go sort of style. Both like book style, you know, all different types, as much as like the Team Vertical. So that's it for another video, and I really hope that you enjoyed seeing this kind of, this different way of doing planning. I really like doing this way of planning because I feel like you can fully utilize just kind of everyday creativity. You can use all the tiny little planner stickers that you really like. I especially love the die cut stickers. You can use washi tape, you can use different colored pens, you can use scrapbook stickers. There's just so many ways that you can like do this style of planning, and it fits right in your personal size planner. And you know, now Michaels has the Recollections planner, Kiki K has those beautiful binders that are just, I mean, I think the Kiki K binders are really gorgeous, but they're really expensive. They're also really heavy, and just for my purposes, I just much prefer something smaller, which is, this is the one that I use, that I always show on any of my Instagrams or just in any of my videos. And this is, again, a Filofax Compact. And people have asked me about this. I use this as like a planner wallet. This is called the Filofax Osterly, and it's in compact size, which the rings are really small compared to like a personal size planner, and then just kind of on the whole, it's more rectangular shaped and not as like square shaped. And I like this better just because I guess the closest comparison might be the Kate Spade Agenda, but I just like to use this because I found for my own planning needs, I need an all-in-one planner. I need one that's my wallet, I need one that's my planner, and I do have some I do have some Kiki K binders, and you know, this size right here, personal size planner pages, they fit, and you can use them across different kind of like binders. Whether it's the Kiki K Medium, the Filofax Personal, or the Filofax Compact. And someone in a different video asked like where I got this, and I got this off of eBay for like a steal of a deal. And you can just kind of like stalk eBay if you're interested in that sort of planner. But Filofax actually just came out with the animal print croc kind of embossed. It doesn't look just like this. They don't have this color anymore. But Filofax just came out with some really, really beautiful, like if you like the planner wallet or just the planner setup that I use, and specifically this wallet, then you might want to check that out. And I'll leave that information in the description of this video. So I guess that's it. I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for bearing with me and like the video that I had to do yesterday. That's a little bit of like business and kind of administrative. I didn't want to do that because I like to kind of like stick to videos that really truly are tutorials and things, and but I just kind of had to take a little bit of a break yesterday, so thanks so much for bearing with me on that. So like I said in the intro of this video, I really want to show you some new kind of tutorials and like DIYs to do for your planners. I am previously a high school art teacher, and I'm a working professional artist, and I'm actually really good at three-dimensional work. And in past videos I've shown like cute little kind of polymer, or they're called Sculpey clay, like planner clips or like charms or something, like paper clips, and I love doing that type of work. I think it's just like so cool and so fun. So that's definitely on the list for what I'm doing this week. But as I said in the intro, I really need to get this certain type of thing that I use when I do it, which is called liquid Sculpey, or like translucent Sculpey, or I don't remember the exact name of it. And I looked at the bottle that I had, and it's like almost out, so I need to go to the store and I need to get it, or I need to order it from Amazon. But that's just like one of my major kind of go-tos for when I do kind of sculpting work using like polymer clay. So couldn't do that today, but I wanted to do something that would be helpful to you, especially for your planning needs, and because I know a lot of people do planning like today, and there's a lot of plan with me's that are broadcasted like today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this was helpful to you. And you know, if you're not following my Etsy shop and you want to see when all of those planner dashboard, planner piece packages go up, follow my Etsy shop. I want to try not to close it, put it in vacation mode, just because I have kind of placeholder listings up there, and I'm just gradually getting everything up, and I'm trying to like adjust things, and so thank you for bearing with me on that. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all of your comments. I've been trying to keep up with comments and just reply to them as best as I can across all of my videos, and I just appreciate every comment, every thumbs up, and every subscription that I get, because I just love participating in YouTube and doing a daily video and sharing what I love, which is doing planner stuff. So I hope all of this has been helpful for you, and that's it for this daily video. Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you in tomorrow's daily video. Bye!